Afzal Ashraf is a consultant fellow at the Royal United Services Institute, and he joins us now for more from London. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Now, what is the possibility that this is correct and that terror groups are using this as a time to regroup?
Well, I think the evidence suggests that that is correct. For example, in Iraq, the French withdrew their forces because of COVID-19. The Canadians withdrew some of their training staff, and the Americans have had a drawdown in many of their bases, not completely, but in some of their bases. Now, as a consequence of all of these, the ISIS within 2 days carried out 10 attacks in Al-Anbar, in the Alia, and many other provinces. We see that in other parts in Africa, West Africa, for example, there are reports of the Daesh and other organizations making gains in places that they haven't been able to in the past, such as Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Togo, and other places. So there is some evidence to suggest that it's not just business as usual, but they are seeing this as an opportunity. Some of their ideologues, for example, have come out and said that they should, their followers should take every opportunity to ensure that if they are contracted the virus, that they share this virus with other people. One individual, a member of the Muslim Brotherhood in New York, has said that if he gets the virus, he will go to the Egyptian embassy and ensure that the staff get it too. So there is quite a lot of evidence to support the fact that
what about recruitment? What about recruitment? How likely is it that they're using this time to recruit too, and what sort of tactics would they be using?
Well, the tactics are various in that they are seeing this as a sign from God, or at least they're claiming this is a sign from God, and this is an opportunity to punish the West as they see it. But also the tactics in places like Africa use things such as cash inducements to encourage young, vulnerable people to join, and also in other places, threats of violence, which sometimes are carried out. There are reports, I believe, in Mozambique of over 50 people who refused to join recently were beheaded or killed. So there are the usual tactics which are being adapted to this environment in that they're presenting COVID-19 as an opportunity.
And in your opinion, how bad could the consequences of this be?
Well, I think it's hard to measure. I mean, terrorist consequences are bad, full stop. It's difficult to give a quantity. But what I think is going to happen, what we're seeing the signs of, as you've said, and as I've said earlier, there is definitely in Iraq, in Syria, and in parts of Africa, a resurgence as people are taking their eye off the ball, particularly foreign forces. We see no such sign in Europe, for example. In Germany, a number of terrorists have been arrested for allegedly plotting acts. In Poland, a Lebanese man with associations with IS was arrested recently for allegations of terrorism. And even in Egypt recently, there was a disruption of a plot involving the deaths of many terrorists by the Egyptian forces. So it isn't a win situation across the board, but in places where Western forces have been present and have had to draw down because of COVID-19, we see that ISIS and its affiliated groups, Al-Qaeda and its affiliated groups are taking advantage.
All right, Afzal Ashraf. I'm going to have to end that there now, but thank you so much for that analysis.
Pleasure.